Time for the Mayo Jam. Hi, I'm Shruti Bhola from the batch of 1999. As this year comes to a close, it's almost time for us to say goodbye 2022 and welcome 2023 with open arms. And without a doubt, when we talk about nostalgia, the one thing that surfaces up is food. Every Mayoite's food memory is a force to be reckoned with. Now, whether it's us making disgusting faces when we think of the morning porridge and that stink, oh my God, or gravitating towards the canteen just with that heavenly smell of banom. Food memories that we created in Mayo are going to last us a lifetime. For instance, I till date prefer to overcook my Maggi with scalding cup of sweet watery chai and a big slab of butter over white bread. Or giving any espresso machine a run for its worth with the plain potential power that Mayoites hold in beating coffee till the froth doesn't overflow from the cup, almost falling. I mean, if that's not the kind you're having, what's the point of even consuming coffee? I'm sure you have so many such stories as well. So that's exactly what we've done today on the Mayo Jam. We've invited in all the food memories that one can think of. And the interesting thing is that all through batches, while generations change, somehow the stories still remain the same and relatable. So here's all of us from the Mayo Jam team wishing every Mayoite a very, very, very happy new year.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
Hi, I'm Avneet Dhaliwal, batch of 96. I remember we used to get rumali roti and chicken on Fridays. There were English food from cutlet and beans on toast on Thursdays. The Rajma Chawal on Mondays. The menu was set.
Anchal 1996.
My favorites in Mayo. Let's see. Beans on toast, the sweet bread. Yeah, making Maggi with the bathroom hot water. Yes, these are some good food memories I can think of.
Hi, I'm Amishi Bhandari Lalwani from the batch of 1999. My craziest memories of something we've done for food in school. I have a fair few, but this one will stay with me forever. When we went on a halwa strike.
You what?
So when I joined school, I was in the 4th. And one day, all of us in Holding House somehow got it into our heads that we wanted to eat halwa. And we requested Ma'am Sharma, our house mistress, that can you please make some for us? She was being kind to little 9-year-olds and she's like, I don't have a gas big enough. There were a lot of pits around school that time because trees had to be planted. 1990 I'm talking about. So we went and collected twigs from everywhere and put them in one of the pits and we were like, we'll make a bonfire and you can make it here. And then she's like, I don't have a vessel big enough. So we were trying to figure out how to get her a vessel. So she's like, how about, you go ask Ma'am Vijay. So we went and requested her and we all went and wrote letters and requests and chits and put them below the mess gate. It didn't work out. So we decided that let's do a strike. So with placards and everything, we went and did a strike of we want halwa, otherwise we will not eat. And we were not a pleasant lot. So Ma'am Vijay got really upset because she was like, don't behave like we're depriving you of food here. And she got quite offended. But anyways, 9-year-olds being 9-year-olds. Then we decided to badger her further. Stuffed quite a few notes under the gate that we want halwa. And luckily Ma'am Vijay did give in. And sure enough, we did get halwa. But that is one memory of stuff you do for food which will stay with me forever. And this is only possible in a place like Mayo or a boarding.
Hello, my name is Shivani from Sanyogita House. Wanted to share some fun experiences we've had in Mayo. We joined in the 11th standard and we were there for 2 years. By we, I mean me and my 2 cousin sisters. And I remember coming from Bombay, we were quite a pampered lot. We had visitors practically every 3 months and we would get a letter every day from our parents or from some or the other family member. So I remember this one instance where some family member had come and they had got like a bag full of tuck for us. And obviously the tuck got caught. Purnima ma'am was like, I'm going to take you to Ma'am Jamila right now. And we had to walk from Sam house till the main office. And she took us from that little garden route that we went. And I remember we just throwing all the tuck on the garden, and then all our friends picked it up and took it back to the dorm. And by the time we reached, the bag was nearly empty. Purnima ma'am, being Purnima ma'am, didn't even realize that what we had done. So it was quite like an hilarious experience. We felt like Hansel and Gretel, just, throwing things and finding our pathway back. So it was really funny. One more instance which I would love to share was we used to hate going for the PE sessions. So I remember once me and my sister and a few other new girls hid into our cupboards. And I remember Purnima ma'am coming and she's like pulling the cupboard from outside and we are pulling it from inside, and it was just an hilarious event. There are so many fond memories of Mayo. Those were the best days of my life. Enjoying sharing this again with you all. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Divija Singh, batch of 2004. Actually, most of my memories from school are related to food and friends. Late night Maggi making, to stealing biscuits and horlicks for the Mayo cake and more. There was a lot of planning and plotting that went into all that. A huge reason why I'm in the food industry today. I remember I was in class 5 and they had made me the mess in charge or rep for the holding house, and Ma'am Singh and Ma'am Vijay would be a part of these meetings. We would meet up once a month in the school mess and obviously would be surrounded by good food. And as a staff child, all I would do was eat. Firstly, I have to mention that I don't have any aerated drinks. So the only thing I would drink was Fanta, and Nizam Bhayaji would get Coke for everybody else and Fanta for me and Ma'am Singh. I don't know how he would always remember this, and this carried on till class 12th when I would be in Ma'am Singh's office for a million meetings being the vice captain. So anyway, I still remember sitting quietly in one corner for this meeting of that long table in the mess while the seniors kept putting sandwiches and chips on my plate to eat, and Ma'am Singh suddenly asked me, Divija, do you have a suggestion what we should put on the menu or remove from the menu? And all I said was, no, ma'am, I think the food is really good and that my favorite dish on the menu is actually the lauki, which I got to know much later was the most hated item on the menu for everyone in school.
Run.
Hi, this is Swapnil from batch of 99. I was in Sayogita house. I remember there was this Bhaiyaji in the mess. He resembled this character from TV called Mr. Yogi. And that guy was really tall and had this perfect smile and all. So this Bhaiyaji in the mess looked like him, and he stood out among the others. And I remember we used to get this Hanumanji ke mandir mein jo boondi ka prasad milta hai. So we used to get that boondi, and I remember whenever we would get that, we would ask him, Bhaiya, extra dena. So he would give that smile and then quietly say ki ye lunch ke baad dunga. So I remember hum log serve karte the. There were some of us who had started serving the table and all. So he used to then make sure that he would give it. So that was one of those sweet memories that I have of getting extra Swedish. And there were many others like that. There was also this other time when on my birthday, one of my classmates, she woke me up in the night and she said, it's 12 o'clock, and she had made this cake made of marrie biscuits and horlicks. I still remember it tasted so good. I tried making that cake on my brother's birthday when I was back at home during one of the vacations, and I really expected that response from everyone at home, and I said, this is the cake we make at school. So they were like, yeah, it's really tasty and all. New recipes that I got from there, and yeah, that was what I remember the most.
I'm Anushree Agarwal. I belong to the batch of 2006. As you all know, class-wise in Mayo, we got a limited number of coupons. So, of course, tuck, as we all called it, was a usual feature. And, initially when I joined in 2000, I was like this good bacha, and I was like, no, I'm not taking in any tuck, and nicely advised by my parents and all that it's not in the rules and XYZ. But what with others getting it, I also started soon. Maggi, chips, cheese, etc. followed. So anyway, coming to the crazy part of the story. So Kachi Maggi, as we all know it, it was a usual feature. Often what we would do is we would like spread a polythene, put some kachi Maggi in it, soak it in hot geyser ka pani, which freaked out people later on when I told them, the non-Mayoites. You'd add some masala to it, let it soak for a while, and yeah, that was it. And that flavor, that taste was something you couldn't replicate in your cooked Maggi, of course. And it had a very, very different taste. And sometimes you would add like CGS or chili garlic spread from Fun Foods or Laughing Cow cheese, and it just kind of enhanced the entire flavor. The one thing that I still made for a long time after I left school was the horlicks fudge cake, and that was like the icing on the cake. It was absolutely yum, delish. And I remember one of my classmates, Nilima Agarwal, so her sister Nandini Di, on one of her birthdays, since Nilima was a cricketer, so she made a nice cake for her, and she created like this cricket pitch using polo and all of that. So that was like something really nice, and this cake was absolutely yum. So that reminds me, I need to make it again. Also, another combo we used to have was like this, sometimes somebody would sneak it in. It was like when they went on an outing, it was like bread and butter paneer masala or butter chicken, and we were like bhukkars at our best. And of course, sometimes what I used to do was, which I was like ridiculed for years after leaving Mayo as well, that when we made the Maggi and all, so I would take some Maggi in like handful of it, I would put it on one of my palms and eat with the other hand, so that one palm has some reserve for the end. Then I used to enjoy it later on at the end when everyone's Maggi was over. So yeah, people cursed me a lot for it. But anyway, those were the good times. And of course, there were times when pizzas and things were sneaked in. They were caught at times. And I remember in 11th or 12th standard, my friends told me that they'd made a rule with the matron that if they're eating something and she hasn't seen it, it's allowed. If she sees them eating it, it's caught. Then she can take it. Otherwise, whatever has been sneaked in, you can't take it. Ma'am, that's it. So yeah, these are some of my crazy food stories. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. Thanks a lot.
Hi. My name's Pooja Kothari. I'm from the batch of 1994. I was introduced to Parle G biscuits at Mayo. We used to get 4 of them every morning just before morning games. I used to actually do an exchange and keep hoarding mine for the weekend so that on Sunday I could sit with my mountain of biscuits and dunk them in tea and have it at breakfast. That has led to a lifetime habit where my husband still teases me that I cannot have a cup of tea without dunking Parle G biscuits in it. I have to have 4 biscuits, not 3, not 5, because that is the habit I developed staying at Mayo. Come 5 p.m, I get my cup of Indian chai and with it 4 Parle G biscuits. I don't think Parle realizes how thankful it has to be to Mayo for such habits. There's also the comfort food angle to Parle G biscuits. So anytime I'm feeling ill or down and don't feel like eating much, there's always Parle G biscuits dunked in tea, and there you are. You're back at Mayo, feeling that homely comfort of being around people you know.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shilpi Roy, belonging to batch of 2000 in Can House. One of the greatest memories regarding food which Mayo gave me was the amazing cake which we all used to make with the chocolate horlicks and biscuits. Absolutely stunning. And the most amazing part is, despite my birthday being right in between of all the final exams, my friends would always give me a smashing birthday party in the middle of the night. One more unique memory that I also have is stealing some potatoes from the nursery and requesting the didis to roast it for us and just enjoying it with salt. Trust me, roasted potatoes never tasted that good. And of course, I can never miss out the Maggi. The Sunday morning Maggi loaded with butter, top it up with sauce and hopefully some bhujia. Ultimate bliss. Some wonderful memories.
This podcast is brought to you by Mayo Girls Alumni Association. If you're a Mayoite and wish to participate, email us on mayocollegegirlsalumni@gmail.com.